right. Welcome, everybody. You guys both know me, but my name is Kylie Matechuk. I am a busy mom and wellness entrepreneur here in Thompson and throughout Canada now under my wellness company called the Yogi Foodiepreneur. So as a registered holistic nutritionist and yoga instructor, I show people how to take control back in their life. I do this by assessing, supporting, and improving your emotional, mental, spiritual, and physical health through the establishment of better life habits. So research shows, that people are more likely to achieve their health and wellness goals by implementing a holistic approach, right? And holistic refers to the mind, body, spirit connection. So through these series of talks that the library has let me use the space for, I will be addressing the nutritional component. So I'm excited to talk today about supplements, okay? So in a perfect world, obviously no one would need supplements. But given the stress of our modern life, the poor quality of our food supply, and the high load of toxins on our brains and bodies, most of us need a basic daily supply of the raw materials for all of our enzymes and biochemistry to run as designed. So the definition of supplements, according to the dictionary, it means something added to complete a thing or supply a deficiency or reinforce or extend a whole. So this is really important when we're talking about supplements because people sometimes often get confused thinking, well, I don't really need to eat a healthy diet, I'll just eat some supplements, I'll take some supplements, right? And a lot of the times too, that's how it's marketed or advertised, and so we get a little bit of confusion here. So it's important to understand that supplements do not replace food. We take supplements to support food, right? Hi. We take supplements to support our diet. We don't take supplements to replace medication. We take supplements to support medication, or more importantly, to support the reasons why we're on medication in the first place, right? Nutrients are not drugs, and they don't work as drugs do. Sometimes that's a lot of the confusion too. They work with your biology by supporting normal enzyme function and biochemical reactions. Medications block or interfere with normal function. So studying medications and nutrients using the same methods just doesn't make sense. So sometimes we need to be reminded that they're different. Okay? Hi, how are you? No, that's okay, come in. Yes. So I'm talking today about supplements. And today I want to talk about kind of the supplement opinions of people. So here we have the Group A thinkers and the Group B thinkers, okay? Group A thinks that supplements are not needed because they eat very healthy already, right? A lot of us think that way. Oh, I eat a whole foods diet, I think I'm healthy, why would I need to take supplements? Group B thinks that supplementation means protein powders and weight loss enhancers and all that kind of bodybuilding type of stuff. But however, supplements can include all of those things. It can include anything from vitamins and minerals to antioxidants, enzymes to help with digestion that we learned about last week, protein, and capsulated dried superfoods, not just exercise enhancers. So today we're going to explore the reasons why we need supplements and how those reasons go much deeper than what Group A and Group B think. Okay, so let's talk about our, if you can see that, our soil degradation. So take Group A, for instance. They believe by eating a healthy diet, they do not need to supplement with anything. This is where, unfortunately, they're wrong. And that's because, unlike the food quality our grandparents and great-grandparents enjoyed, ours has kind of slipped from farm yields to kind of science experiments, sadly. So what most people don't realize is that the real reason our food supply must be enriched or fortified is because it has been so processed, that it is impoverished to start with, okay? I'm going to read something from the Globe and Mail that I found was pretty interesting. So from the Toronto Globe and Mail CTV study that, they published a series of articles on food. So I quote, "Fruits and vegetables sold in Canadian supermarkets today contain far fewer nutrients than they did 50 years ago. Vital vitamins and minerals have dramatically declined to some of our most popular food. Take the potato, by far the most consumed food in Canada. The average potato has lost 100% of its vitamin A content, which is important for good eyesight, 57% of its vitamin C and iron, a key component of healthy blood, and 28% of its calcium, essential for building healthy bones and teeth. It also lost 50% of its riboflavin and 18% of its thiamine. Of the 7 key nutrients measured, only niacin levels have increased, and niacin is a B vitamin. So that story is also similar for 25 fruits and vegetables that were analyzed. So 25 fruits and vegetables. So remember, the potato lost 100% of vitamin A. Okay, so this is our food quality. And because, it's a little scary picture, it's because of genetically modified organisms or food. So our food has now been genetically modified to keep up with supply and demand. If demand wants fresh apples in the winter, well, supply is going to get it, right? But what is the cost? At some point, we have skewed from fresh produce growing in mineral-rich soil, cycling through the seasons, so normal farming seasons, to a very demanding list of characteristics. Most produce are no longer grown on farms, but in large warehouse-like greenhouses. So instead of high nutrient content being priority, the market looks, and so the market is us. These are the consumers. This is what we have wanted over the years. We're looking for yield, firmness of the skin or rind to withstand not only mechanical harvesting, but just basic food handling from the farmer to the grocery store. Uniformity of color. Now that kind of scares me a little bit. So this has shown, consumers have shown that they would rather want a perfectly red apple than an apple that is flavorful or full of nutrients, right? Also disease resistance and heat and cold tolerance. But what about flavor and nutrient content? Well, unfortunately, those didn't make the cut anymore. So scrap all that. So what nutrients are we actually getting now, right? I'm just going to show you this label here. You'll see this label on food products in the grocery store. These have been products that support the non-GMO movement, or including foods in their products or grains or whatever in their products that are not genetically modified food. So if you're a little confused sometimes, if you see this, that means, okay, I think I'm safe. But that's just a choice because Canada still allows companies to not have to label their food if it's genetically modified or not. So look for that label if it's important to you. And then, going back to the amounts of vitamins and minerals that we need, if you look on the back of any vitamin bottle, you will see the recommended amount of vitamins and minerals we need before we start becoming deficient, okay? So, because the current vitamin recommendations are based on the prevention of the deficiency or the disease only, they can no longer be said to be biologically defensible. So what we're basically seeing here is just you need to take this amount of vitamins or minerals before you start going off into a disease. But we don't want to just be borderline towards a disease. We want to be healthy. We want to live with vitality, right? So we need vitamins and minerals much more than we think. Why? So to complicate this further, all of us are exposed to hazardous toxins and chemicals that poison our bodies. We all live with too much stress. We don't sleep enough. We don't exercise enough. And we are inflamed, as we learned about last week, making the nutritional demands on our bodies even heavier. Those with chronic illnesses are in even worse shape, okay? So when you are looking for vitamins and minerals or supplements, which ones do we need to take? Are they all the same? They're not all the same. So it is important to find safe, high quality, and effective nutritional supplement products, okay? Be aware that all brands are not created equally. So a lot of us are confused. We'll just go to the grocery store and we'll pick up all the vitamin C or vitamin B. It's affordable, but what is it actually doing? When choosing supplements, it is important that you choose quality products. So supplements should be made of clean products, free of harmful preservatives, fillers, binders, excipients, flow agents, shellacs, coloring agents, gluten, yeast, lactose, and other allergens like soy. Okay? And I know that all that is overwhelming. Drugstore vitamins and minerals generally will make no improvement to your health. That's why when you take them, it's like, oh, I think it's doing something, I hope, but you don't really think it is. So what kind of supplements are there? Well, we have water and fat-soluble vitamins we're going to talk about, magnesium and other minerals. Minerals are super important because, as we learned, soil has completely lost a lot of its mineral content. Probiotics, omega-3s, protein, and antioxidants. All kinds of cool stuff. So vitamins A, D, E, and K are fat-soluble vitamins. So these vitamins stay in the body for a longer period of time, and actually taking too much of them can become toxic. We can get toxic overload and actually cause harm to the body. Getting vitamin D from the sun is the very best way to increase the amount of vitamin D. I know about 5 years ago, 10 years ago, there's a vitamin D scare. We all need vitamin D. We need to buy liquid. We need to buy injection, all these kinds of things. Just hang out in the sun. It is the best way to consume vitamin D or absorb vitamin D. And then we talk about water-soluble vitamins. These are all of the Bs, there are lots of B vitamins, and vitamin C. So water-soluble vitamins like C and all the Bs move through the body quickly because it's water-soluble. We can pass it out frequently. 10 to 30% of older people don't properly digest and absorb natural vitamin B12 from foods. So it is recommended to get vitamin B12 from a supplement if you're over the age of 50. But I personally feel that everybody should be supplementing with vitamin B12 because it fights fatigue, it helps with digestive distress, and it should be taken if you are a cigarette smoker and if you are on birth control pills. Folic acid, which is vitamin B9 from supplements, or folic acid, which is vitamin B9, should be taken from supplements and fortified foods as well. And it's absorbed properly when you take them both, by fortified food and through vitamin B12, if that makes sense. Consequently, pregnant women are advised to get folic acid from a supplement as well as regular foods. Kind of, we all know that. That's always told to us when we are pregnant or of childbearing age if we're a female. So should you take a multivitamin and mineral supplement? The answer is yes. But like I mentioned earlier, there's a difference between the generic supplements and clinical or professional grade. Often people tell me that they don't want to take their daily vitamin because they don't feel that it improves their health. And they're probably right if they're taking a generic brand. Generic brands have little effect on the body than more concentrated, high-quality types. It makes it especially hard when in rural communities or remote communities like Thompson to access these high-quality vitamins or to access the education to learn about these high-quality or vitamins and supplements. But hopefully through talks like these, we get to learn a little bit more about that and maybe gets you thinking a little bit about your own health. Now let's move over to my favorite one, magnesium. Okay. Magnesium sometimes isn't talked about a lot, but I seriously think it should be at the top there of minerals that we need. We are super deficient on minerals. So the list runs long for disorders associated with magnesium deficiency. Do you crave chocolate during your menstrual cycle? Most likely, magnesium deficiency. Cramping in your muscles or feet all the time? Well, aside from dehydration and electrolyte imbalance, you're probably deficient in magnesium. Others include eye twitching. So if you're twitching your eyes all the time, that might mean a sign of a little bit of imbalance. Behavioral issues, sleep issues, cluster headaches, depression, chronic fatigue syndrome, asthma, and like a million more. Okay, so like all minerals, however, they are lacking in our food source because it's lacking in our soil. Okay, so the best absorption for magnesium is a spray, like this bottle here. So usually most of us think supplements, because we are in our society, we are relating supplements to medication. We think we could just pop like a supplement or a pill type form, but there's many ways to take supplements, and I find the best way to take magnesium is to spray. So you want to spray it on your lymph nodes or like in your armpits where your lymph nodes are, because then it'll be absorbed into your body super quick, as opposed to a capsule form. Most people will get zero effects from taking magnesium from capsules. Also too, you can take it by liquid, but for the amount of magnesium that you need to take if you're taking it by liquid, it needs to pass through the digestive system, and sometimes that causes cramping and a little bit of diarrhea. I mean, why do that? So take the spray if you can get it for magnesium. Epsom salt baths work wonders as well too. Avocados, nuts, bananas, and seeds are good sources for magnesium, but again, how many bananas are you going to eat to be able to get your magnesium up there, right? Let's talk about probiotics. Okay, so probiotics, as we learned last week, are live bacteria that live in the intestine. When we include fermented foods with live good bacteria, we are improving the strength of the digestive system. And we remember that we are only as healthy as our digestive system is. Okay, so probiotics can be consumed from foods like kefir, kombucha, which you can both get at Safeway now, sauerkraut, you can get at Safeway, and kimchi, which I don't think you can get at Safeway yet, but working on it. So however, in the standard Canadian diet, how many people are, eating all these foods? How many people are drinking kombucha? How many people know what kombucha is, right? So we need to take probiotics. So the best way to take a probiotic is a powdered form. Usually they're tasteless. You can just put it in your water and drink it, or just take it by capsule. You want to make sure that you are taking the right strain of probiotics because it is a live bacteria. So you always want to talk to your health professional about what kind of probiotics to take. That's how they look, the bacteria in your intestine. The omega-3s, which are super important. The standard Western diet already consists of adequate amounts of omega-6. So we don't want that. We don't want to be supplementing with omega-6 when we're already eating that through meats and foods like that. So we want to take just the omega-3 by itself. We don't produce omega-3 fatty acids, but we need them. So like protein, I would recommend we get this from food. But I see deficiency in this all the time, especially in children. A lot of us don't really eat fish, especially here in northern Manitoba. We're not eating saltwater fish. So what are the omega-3s? Well, we have ALA, which is needed for improved cardiovascular health, neuroprotection, it's anti-inflammatory, and benefits against autoimmune disease. DHA is essential for all mood disorders and mental health, from pregnancy and infant development to older adult life. And it also includes EPA, which is needed for behavioral issues and overall mental health, as are all omega-3 fatty acids. That is an anti-inflammatory. So children especially should be supplementing with an omega-3. And if you remember from when you were little, maybe your parents gave you a scoop of cod liver oil or a tablespoon. Bless them. So if you're a vegetarian or a vegan, obviously you're not going to want to supplement with fish oils. So you'll have to increase the amount of the ALA considerably for the body to be able to convert it to the recommended amount of the DHA and EPA for optimal health. Okay? If you can stomach the liquid, like the cod liver oil or fermented cod liver oil, that would be preferred, but most people take it in encapsulated form, or by all means, eat salmon and Atlantic fish as much as you possibly can. And look for sources when you are buying your omega-3s of a good source of fish. Okay? So, the next supplement is protein. I get excited about protein. So many of us feel the need to supplement with protein powders because a lot of us are protein deficient. A lot of us, okay? I firmly believe, though, that this is one of those nutrients that we should get from food. Primarily because it's super easy to just consume the recommended amount of protein that we need per gram. Healthy protein options include whitefish, fish from the Atlantic, grilled or baked grass-fed chicken or beef, eggs, flaxseed, chia seed, hemp seeds, black beans, chickpeas, and quinoa. Quinoa is a grain. Nutrient-dense meals are usually packed with protein. You can easily have a serving of broccoli, serving of quinoa, maybe some fish, and there you got your protein. You don't need an extra scoop to have that kind of maintenance, protein maintenance. When you actually supplement with protein, when you actually already have it in your whole foods diet, you can actually cause damage to your kidneys, and eventually the protein is just going to turn into fat. So protein powders are highly processed and usually contain a lot of chemicals, fillers, additives, colors, and sometimes and often a lot of the time sugar. But bodybuilders with the desired goal to build muscle mass, they have different needs than the average people that just want to build an average amount of muscle for our body frame. Okay? So for just regular people like you and me that aren't looking to be bodybuilding, getting your protein from food is perfect. Okay? The cleanest protein powder, if you did want a supplement, the cleanest protein powder that I've seen on the market is derived completely from hemp protein. It doesn't taste very good. It actually tastes very gross. But, I mean, if you put it with pineapples and bananas and fruits like that, you can mask the taste a little bit. If you're hardcore, mix it with water and just drink it. But by far it is the cleanest, and it has a lot of protein. And it's made in Manitoba, Manitoba hemp. Now we're going to talk about antioxidants. Sometimes I feel that we don't really talk about antioxidants as much as the rest of the supplements that we should be taking. We need antioxidants to combat against free radicals. So free radicals are produced already in the body as byproducts of normal metabolism and as a result of exposure to radiation and some environmental pollutions. So because they are highly reactive, they can cause damage. They can damage cellular components and are implicated in a variety of different diseases. So free radicals are normally neutralized by efficient systems in the body that include antioxidant enzymes and the nutrient-derived antioxidant smaller molecules. So in healthy individuals, a delicate balance exists between free radicals and antioxidants. Okay, but in some pathological conditions, oxidative stress can actually lower the amount of antioxidants. So then here you are sitting around with all these free radicals going through your body and your circulation. So therefore, we kind of need to supplement with it to make sure that we're always balanced. And I feel that everybody should be supplementing with antioxidants. And you can get it from fruit, of course. So this is some of our cabinets at home. Not mine, but I'm sure mine's look like that. At the end of the day, we should support a whole foods diet with minimal supplementation from vitamins and minerals to ensure we are being properly nourished, obviously. That's why I'm talking about this today. When a pathological condition arises, then other supplements or measures can be looked into, but only under the advice of a trained professional. So this is kind of a response to Google Doctor, right? We Google all of our symptoms. Oh, yeah, I need this, I need this, I need this, and then this is what happens. Are you using all of this? No, probably not, because you've probably bought it, tried it, and did nothing, and then it stays there, right? Or again, you bought all of these generic supplements. Again, they don't do anything. So then you have all of these things here, and you spend all this money, and you don't want to dump it out. So it's completely unnecessary. We want to maintain our health with optimal nutrition and supplement minimally for health maintenance and when needed when you are faced with disorder. So those key supplements that I talked to you about earlier, the protein, the antioxidants, omegas, all of those should be what is in your cabinet. Okay, and then if something happens and you see a health professional or a doctor, then you have whatever it is to be able to help you with your treatment plan. Okay? So, if you have any questions for me about supplements, I would love to answer them for you. I know a lot of this is overwhelming, and when we think supplements, we think money, because yes, they're very, very expensive. That's why it's really important to understand your body and to be able to talk to a health professional that understands your needs so that you're not blowing all this money on things you don't need. Or even buying that $8 vitamin at the drugstore, if you don't need it, you're wasting it over time, right? And at the end of the day, we want to get all of our nutrients from food, but sometimes we do need to supplement, right? So, does anyone have any questions for me? Yes?
Generic, would that be great value, like a Walmart?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So
Yes.
the vitamins are not good then?
It's just because they contain more of like the fillers and the additives and things like that. It's just a lower quality. So if you are needing, and you can always just ask yourself and listen to your body, when I take this supplement, is it doing anything for me? If it's not, or you can't really notice a difference, then you don't really need it, right? Yeah, unfortunately. But, any other questions? Paul, you got a question? No? Okay, well, thank you everybody for coming. Again, here's my contact information. If you need to contact me about anything in holistic nutrition or natural nutrition, please let me know. Okay? Thank you. Have a good day.